Hey y'all, we back with another episode of mtmjfitpodcast. I am your motivator and your personal trainer. Somebody better tell Chris Ross family they need to chill. I saw something today that said one of his younger brothers wants to do a celebrity boxing match with Will Smith. First of all, that man trains. That man is grown. And I promise you, if he went up there and smacked the shit out your brother, chances are he gonna knock your ass out if given the opportunity. And then at this point, he ain't got nothing to lose. So you better mind your business, young bro. I'm gonna tell you, that's where ego goes wrong. Learn from me. Mind your business and do your job. Don't feel like you need to interject yourself into that. So look, today we are at episode 30 of the podcast. All right, just making sure we good. Episode 30 of the podcast. Yeah, let's go. Let's clap that up again. Let's clap that up again. Let's clap that up again. Episode 30. We came a long way. So look, y'all, I'm going to stop saying episode 30, right? Because to be honest with you, I got 60 plus episodes in, right, so far. And I'm thankful for all the work I put into to get to this 60-something episodes. Because when I first started, I wasn't sure. I was a little nervous. I wasn't as comfortable. But now, we good. We got guests on. We bring in positivity. We building community. That's exactly what we doing on this podcast. And I said when I started season 2, I wanted to branch off a little bit and start involving people where like we can do a lot of collaborating, networking, grow each other's business, right? So that was my opportunity and my thought process going into this season. But to be more specific about the number episode this is hold on, let's see y'all. Let's see where we at. This is episode 66 of the MTMJ Fit Podcast. That is amazing, man. Clap that up. Because this could have crashed. I could have gave up. But we keep investing. We keep getting better. And we keep evolving this podcast. So, of course, we got to intro the podcast with some vibe. Look, presentation is everything in my eye, right? No one had to teach me that. I educated myself getting into this fitness lifestyle and this fitness game. When I did the keto diet, I spent the first few weeks after my birthday investigating exactly what I was getting myself into, right? Because I wanted to know. I wanted an insight of exactly what the expectation was for me to do during this diet. And the one thing that I thought about was, okay, one thing I noticed is like cutting back sugars, right? Here's the biggest thing. Like, I don't drink sodas, If I'm going to drink a soda, it's a ginger ale. And that's occasional. I don't drink fruit juices. If I'm going to drink a juice, it's going to be some cranberry apple. And that's occasionally. I drink tons of water. Like you hear, my guest last episode talked about one of the things he enjoyed to do and it works for him because he understood that's what works for him. Was drinking plenty of water and doing private conversations, eat fruits that are full of water, right? That's him. So when I saw that was nothing, right? And then like fasting, right? I think and I'm using this as an example just leading to what my issue is with the poor man's trainer, right? I took the time to really investigate the keto diet, right? I saw the benefits and I also saw the negative, right? When I did this diet, I even pushed out a challenge. I started getting DMs from people who were out of shape, not consistent, telling me why I shouldn't be pushing this narrative to somebody. And that's okay, right? It may not work for you, but like all I can do is use my experiences to help somebody else get better. So that was the whole goal of the keto diet for me. Like I wanted to get better. I was working out consistently for a while, and while I was getting bulky and getting stronger, I wanted to cut some weight at the time, right? I was going through some things mentally. I was coming out of a phase in my life where I was drinking a lot. I was partying a lot, and I was trying to make a full transition into like being more responsible, doing some of the responsible things that a grown man should. So I tried that diet, and in 2 months, it did wonders for me. So I know that diet works. So if I know that it works for me, that is the one thing I can tell you. Dieting, nutrition, working out, sleeping, having your mental together, the support that goes into all this full package is what you need to be consistent on your fitness journey, right? And I think the pandemic, what it did was it created a space of laziness, a space of complacency, a space of neglect, a space of lack of awareness, a space of not educating yourself, a space of recycling, a space of copying. Like you see it. Like I'm a Planet Fitness workouter, right? I train at Planet Fitness. I may train at 2 to 3 different Planet Fitnesses a week. Right in my pod room, I have my bicycle, so we back on that. But the stuff that I see, you just see people just recycling things that they've saw either on the internet. Even if you see something, right? I remember back in school, right? They used to tell you plagiarism, right? That's a real thing. And if you wrote a report and the teacher could notice that you copied and pasted someone and you didn't write it in your own words, she would fail you. Well, I think a lot of these personal trainers need to be failed, not because they just recycling people's workouts, but because they are not in tune into like the benefits of being a personal trainer, right? The one thing I kept hearing, right, while I was taking the business courses, when I was getting into becoming a personal trainer, when I was educating myself on online training was, presentation is everything. Consistency is everything. Educating yourself is everything. And you have to do things that drive the narrative, right? I think the problem I see is, right, the complacency part, right? Folks, some of these personal trainers I'm seeing specifically in Planet Fitness are in the same space they was 2 years ago, right? I think Planet Fitness, no offense to Planet Fitness, because that's an amazing spot. But some of the personal trainers lack the awareness, the responsibility, and the appearance, right? Like, appearance is important, right? You got to, like, literally treat this not like a job, right? You can't just go and throw in your Planet Fitness, I'm a personal trainer shirt. And I can only speak to Planet Fitness, but I've also seen this in other gyms, right? Where guys just don't fully invest into becoming a personal trainer. They're just in it to like get money to pay bills, right? I'm gonna be honest with you. If your goal, and this is some real shit, I'm gonna curse. I'm gonna speak my mind a little bit today because it's been on my mind. And to be honest with you, out of all the personal trainers I follow and I personally know, right? I personally know there is one personal trainer that I truly, really like and respect, right? He puts in the work and he's consistently changing lives, right? And he's continued to learn over time. And I'm trying to get him on here, right? And believe me, I will get him on here so y'all can really listen to him. Listen to him speak. Listen to him explain to you the importance of personal training, right? Like, I'm a personal trainer, right? And this is the thing, right? The recycle part, right? The things I kept reading when I was learning, like, group training isn't 7 days a week, right? The expectation is you do the group training maybe 2 to 3 times a week, and you still got to get in the gym and throw some weights around. You still got to get out on the pavement and put in that extra work. Like, there's still more work after the group training, right? And folks get into these group trainings because they are afraid. No, they are cheap, right? They don't want to spend what it costs to do one-on-one. But I'm hearing some of these charges, dog. I'm telling you. And I'm hearing some of these charges, dog. And if I'm charging you X amount, I better come in looking fine as wine and not looking like I'm just there to be a showman. Now, I saw that at one of the gyms, personal trainer, right? Man, you'd have thought he was a fashion model. My man had on it was cold outside that day. Let me tell you what he had on. None of this stuff was conducive to being a personal trainer. My man had on a nice cardigan sweater, some nice iron jeans and some Yeezys, right? And the only thing he was looking at was his watch while his client was just training. He's sitting there trying to look all suave and cute and all that other good shit. None of that matters, man. Like, but what does matter is if I'm gonna come train you, I'm gonna come in my gear, right? mtmj fitness. mtmj fitness. I'm gonna come in my gear. I'm gonna be ready. My beard gonna be shaped up. I'm gonna look presentable, because if you're gonna go to a job interview, you're gonna be on your shit, right? You ain't gonna come looking like a bum, right? You ain't gonna do it, man. Y'all ain't gonna go to no job interview looking like a bum. And like, I see that too much, man. I see the recycle workouts, man. Like today, personal trainer training next to me with 3 females, and they look disinterested. You know why? Because he wasn't interested. He just was recycling some workout Planet Fitness gave to him, and that's all fine and cool. But Planet Fitness didn't give you that workout for you to just do it verbatim. They gave you that workout to make it unique for you and your clients. So that means you got to go home and do some homework, right? But see, the problem is you just there to clock in and clock out. But that's not how personal training works. There is work to be done when you get home, right? And that's some serious shit. Look, I can't sugarcoat it, man, because I'm too into it. So when I keep seeing it, like, I gotta speak on it. I used to see it at Anytime Fitness, man. Guys come there, right? And I get what you got going on, man. But like, presentation is everything, dude. Like, groom yourself. Make sure your elbow's not ashy. Make sure you actually look like you putting in some sort of work. Don't come in and look like you just had a keg, 10 slices of pizza, 2 cheeseburgers, and a large fry. I love all that. But when it's time to work, like, that's my obligation, right? And I think Planet Fitness is the starter, right? You got to also think about further on. Like, get your entrepreneurship on, right? Like, that with me, man, I lost my job back in January, and in my mind, shit was supposed to fall. But I also knew in the back of my mind, with my 1 foot in that job and my 1 foot out, that I had so many avenues I can fall to. I created an entire online store on my cell phone, right? I put in the work. From me being consistent on social media, I got a sponsor, right? I'm not paying like these high dollar amounts on supplements no more. So I got my branding, I got my LLC, I got my clothing line, and I got my business, and I got this podcast. All this is me. So the price is up for me, right? And that's why, like, watch. Don't let me go and get back into my bag and study a little bit more, right? Because a lot of you guys, man, look, you training these people, they charging that money, and you're not really changing lives. You just get them in there, train them, and get on social media and talk to them a little bit and tell them, get here, get fit, do this, do that. But what are they doing at home? What are you telling them to do at home? What's the goal when they get home? Like, you work them out a half an hour, like they gotta refuel. Like a lot of people, that's the problem, right? I'm talking to somebody, right, and he trying to tell me about what I'm eating. See, that's the problem. Like folks is always so quick to get into someone else's business and not mind theirs. So I had to remind them, Slim, 8, 9, 10 years in this fitness game. I done did everything you could possibly do in this fitness game, right? Me eating this cheeseburgers and fries isn't gonna make and break me. And that's the problem. People put so much anxiety into one day, right? But if you put in the process and you put in the work into the process, consistently putting the work into the process, you don't have to worry about that cheeseburger and fry. Because your metabolism gonna work in your favor. That's just like God, right? People put so much work into man, put so much action into man, they lose sight of what God has provided for them. They think they did it on their own. Their faith and belief ain't into God. So then when things happen, woe is me, cry me a river. That don't make sense to me, right? And look, man, I told you I'm here to preach, right? This 66. But these personal trainers, man, they really got to get their mind right. They got to get their mind right. They got to get their business right. They got to educate themselves. They got to also make sure they're growing. You don't just train people to pay bills. You train people to change lives. In return, you changing your life. In return, you're passing on that blessing that you provided, that God provided you to give to someone else. They say that in the Bible, right? This is part of one of the things of being like God, right? Is your health, right? Treating your temple, right? So you're helping someone else you're providing the knowledge to someone else to help them better their temple, right? I mean, it's easy said than done, and I'm still a work in process, right? It's night and day for me, right? But like I see it, man, and I think it's disrespectful to fitness. Like even like rest in peace to like all the bodybuilders who are like losing their life at an early age. But I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of these guys, those are the guys you taking advice from. Or those are the guys you see on social media and you say, I want to be like that bodybuilder. But these guys, right, they're passing away. And once you get to the autopsy, you start seeing like all the dirty truth. Let me shoot you an example, right? A couple years ago, probably about close to 10, playing football, right? We go up to this spot, we getting our ass blown out. I can't believe it, right? This semi-pro team gave us regular Joes a recipe for wild disaster, right? But the whole time this young cat, man, had a jug of steroids. And I'm thinking to myself, Slim, you got a long life to live, right? Why are you doing it? But I couldn't say that to him because, like, he think that's right. He want to be a bodybuilder. So he's been taught to believe that if you do this, that is your way. No one wants to trust their nutrition and their hard work in the gym. Everyone wants to quick and fast. I heard someone saying it today, man, when you being an entrepreneur, you can't get into being this. And I talked to a guest from episode 64, right? And she was saying, like, you're going to lose a lot before you gain a lot. But anyway, it's back to what I was saying. What was I saying, y'all? Oh, he wanted to be a bodybuilder. And I'm like, okay, dude, you got, like, so much going on. Like, why the hell you want to do that? But anywho, now I'm starting to see this man, like, wear his heart on his sleeve on social media, crying me a river, thinking, like, these people on social media are going to help him get through his situation. Like, make that make sense. But back to the personal trainers, man. One of the cool things about being a personal trainer is the smile you can put on somebody's face when their life has changed, when you did it, right? There's goals to this game, right? You want to make sure you're changing lives. It's deeper than just going into the gym, putting in this workout and feeling a little bit of pain. Let's talk about that little bit of pain. That little pain is muscle fatigue, right? That is your muscles doing work for you that it hasn't been done. Right? When you start consistently doing this, the muscle fatigue goes away and you start implementing certain supplements to help provide that relief, right? Your BCAAs, your protein. Because you know, a lot of people just don't eat enough meat, right? So that's when you bring in the protein shakes, right? And let me tell you, and this is some real stuff. I've learned over the years that the best protein to have is the vegan one, the one that don't got all that extra stuff that make you bloated, the milk and all that. Because some people are lactose intolerant and they really don't know it. Like me, I'm lactose intolerant. So like if I go to the store, maybe once or twice a month, I get some ice cream, I got to eat that ice cream and be done with it. Because I can't just keep going back to it and putting myself through that. So I'm one-stop shop. And then what I started doing, and this is off topic a little bit, I started adding a Benadryl or some like an extra allergy pill to help me through it because it's going to just put me in the bathroom. But that's TMI, too much information, whatever. Too much information or whatever, but still, I meant to put your laugh today. Too much information. But anyway, you can't, listen, my man always told me, I seen this somewhere. He runs tigerfitness.com, and getting into the fitness game, I wanted to tap into anyone who had any advice to give. I didn't have to personally hear from him, but I just wanted to tap in. And dude said, if you think you're going to make some money from just being a personal trainer, you need to move on. And early on, I saw why. Folks got a problem with paying an hourly wage of $50 an hour. Like, folks argue about $50 an hour. Like, I'm not charging you $50 because I'm only there for 1 hour. I'm charging you $50 because of that work I put in prior to getting into this gym. Because when you hear trainers, professional trainers, consistent trainers say, I personalize a plan specifically for you. When I was going through becoming a personal trainer, there was an educational piece where I had to build multiple plans for multiple individuals. And what the email I got back from them, they told me I did an amazing job. And that's because I didn't recycle nothing. I sat there. I saw what they provided, but I made it me. I'm old school. I feel like you do your cardio, you do your weight training, you eat, you sleep, and repeat. That's specifically to fitness. And I'm gonna tell you something. When I'm doing all those things consistently, my days are so much better, right? And I can't say nothing. Anytime I've gained weight, it's because something was missing, or I was doing too much. Anytime I've been out of shape within my fitness lifestyle consistently, it's because something was missing. Like, I couldn't get my bike because my bike needed a new pedal. I didn't have the tools to do it, so I put my bike in the shop. I got my bike back, did my first day, amazing, awesome. But I'm going to tell you, man, a lot of folks are out here tricking you, and you're going for the game. I'm going to tell you, get away from group trainers, man. Listen, I used to always tell my clients, man, I only need 3 months from you to get you right? Then we can cut those consistent days down to 1 or 2 every now and then just to keep you motivated. But I want to get you on a path that you are comfortable with working for yourself. Don't pay me $150 or whatever you're going to pay me monthly and then give Planet Fitness $21. Anytime Fitness, $24. LA Fitness, $29. And then think I'm still supposed to charge you. But you're not getting better, right? It's just group. I see it. Like, man, this one guy on Instagram, he posted these, this is no hate, but no. No. You need the weights. You gotta have the weights. All that body work and that body work better come with like A1 nutrition, because if it doesn't, you're not going to be getting better all around. You only tricking yourself, right? So I'm gonna tell you, man, and this is to all my personal trainers, whether new or old. My advice to you is be consistent, man. Stop stealing. Stop recycling, man. Care about your appearance, man, because when you look good, you feel good. You can't tell your client to look good and feel good, but then you look like crap. Like, if you're going to have dreads, man, make sure your line up straight. Cause my wife has dreads now. I understand you can't do them every day, but make sure you line up right, man. Be presentable, man. Not even be presentable. Whether your client gonna be on time or not, make sure you on time, and also make sure you invested into yourself so you can graduate away from being a Planet Fitness trainer, right? I started this podcast with a cell phone and some AirPods. I've evolved to now a camera, a MacBook, another camera. I'm involved to a better mic, more equipment. You got to invest in yourself, man. Look, there's going to be losses on your way to winning, right? My goal for everyone is to win. But see, the problem is we spend too much secretly hating, right? Instead of supporting, right? Thank you for watching another episode of MTMJ Fit Podcast. This is episode 66. I appreciate you. Make sure you rate and review wherever you can rate and review. Subscribe on YouTube. Comment below. Just let me know what you think of the podcast. Please rate and review, man. The rating and review really helps this podcast get sponsors. The more you rate and review, the algorithms will direct this podcast to the right sponsor that can put some coins into my family's pocket. Because this ain't about me. It's about them. I do it for them. You know why? Because they're on vacation and I'm here working. Peace.